Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm in a mood. I've been in a bad mood lately. For a lot of different reasons. A lot of people are like, Vito, how come you haven't been making more videos? I don't know. Life is obnoxious, depressing. At least I got a nice cat. Hey Boosh. Go do something. Get off my desk. Either stay or go. Make up your mind. I don't know. I guess I'm an idealistic person. Right? Or I used to be. I used to think that people ultimately are good. That people ultimately care about the things they claim to care about. And yeah, I've been cynical. Yeah, I've been cynical at times. You know, I've been cynical about capitalism. We're going to get into that. I'm not saying I'm a communist, but I think we have some problems within capitalism. But I still ultimately believe that even the worst abusers of capitalism are acting out of naivete, not realizing how bad the things that they're doing are. That they don't actually want to hurt the world for profit. They just have maybe lost sight of what it is they're doing. These days, I'm not so sure. Am I getting too deep into this? I don't know. Oh, and real quick before we get into this one, you like this t-shirt? Can't really see it with the microphone there. This t-shirt came to me from a company called INTOTHEAM. Great company, little LA-based operation. They make some very cool shirts, and I'm very happy they have provided me with something. They have big boy sizes, very important for me. They obviously have normal sizes as well. But check it out. This is cool stuff. You know, like real artists making real designs. I gotta get behind something like that. All right, this isn't like Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, which I've done, you know, sponsored shit for them in the past, but they're a big, stupid corporation. This is some guys who make some cool t-shirts. Go check it out. INTOTHEAM. We got a promo code for you. You're going to save some money if you get yourself a t-shirt. If you're a big guy like me, or if you're, again, a regular-sized person, you want something that looks cool, got like a nice little design on it, even got some glow-in-the-dark stuff, very cool, go check it out. Here we go. Capcom erases Hong Kong flag in arcade stadium release. All right. So, Capcom, Street Fighter. I like Street Fighter. I have one of those PS1s, those portable PS1s. In high school, I would bring that to the cafeteria every day so we could play Street Fighter Alpha 3. I have such great memories of that, of Street Fighter. I was never great at it. I'm not the best Street Fighter player, but I have very fond memories of that game. Street Fighter 2 was maybe a little bit before my time, but I still respect the origin of that series. I mean, come on. I actually have a Street Fighter 2 hat. I lost it, unfortunately, but I still have my Ryu hat. Which is a nice hat. Nice hat. And Capcom is a company that I've always loved. I love Capcom games. Mega Man. I don't know if you can see on the shelf behind me. I got Mega Man for days, baby. I love me some Mega Man. Love Street Fighter. Capcom has been just one of the great companies. And now Capcom has kind of shifted their business. It used to be more of a Japanese-based company. I would almost venture to say they're becoming more of an American company. Really, they're aiming their stuff at America. So maybe it's weird for me to speak of them as an American company, but I feel as though they've specifically been focusing on the West with stuff like Resident Evil. I would almost consider Capcom an American company, or at least a company that appreciates, you know, American value. They've succeeded in America. Street Fighter 2 was made a sensation by America. I bring up this country thing, this America thing, because I think if you're a company that operates primarily in America or makes products aimed at Americans, then you should play by, I mean, what I think are basic American values. What is the chief American value? Love of freedom, love of democracy, not bending over backwards. And I don't even hate. There's two types of communists. There's the, you know, communists on our shores who just want to institute little socialist policies into America. That's a whole different thing. But then there's like the evil communists. I mean, I don't know the best way to put it, but you know, almost cartoonish evil that in their pursuit of instituting their communist regime, which is a bastardized version of communism. I know that. I know it's like a mixture of that and weird capitalism, but still, China, I'm talking, of course, about the party of China, who commits abuses that are frankly absurd. Real quick, I want to look this up. This one, Hong Kong is the big one, right? This video is going to be all over the place. Hong Kong Apple News. So Hong Kong's been dealing with the fact that China's taken over, and China's trying to deal with the fact that they now are in control of Hong Kong, and they don't like the idea that Hong Kong wants democracy. God forbid that people have a say in their own government. And I mean, you've seen the riots. Hopefully you've looked up some of this. And if you haven't, please take a look at it. And I'm not going to claim to be the best guy to educate you about it, because frankly, it's been too depressing to really get into the nitty gritty. Basically, there was an extradition treaty. They wanted to make it so if you're convicted of a crime in Hong Kong, they can send you to China and have the Chinese courts deal with it. Chinese courts are the scariest, most horrific place I can think of. They, you get caught with marijuana. They find you guilty and they execute you within the week. Okay, maybe that's. I don't know. I don't know how truthful that statement I just said is, but I do believe that any drug crimes, corruption, whatever, they'll just execute you, and it's a quick execution. You don't get appeals, or like in America, we give you 10 years of appeals. They just kill you. So naturally, people in Hong Kong are like, well, we don't like that. We don't want. If we commit a crime, we go to China and get sent through this kangaroo court and get executed. So there's been a big fight over this ridiculous extradition law. There's a newspaper called Apple Daily. This is what I would really like you to look up. Is you try to run a newspaper in China. I don't know why I can't find good pictures of this. It's a pro-democracy newspaper. I know people are watching this right now. They're like, I thought we were talking about Street Fighter. Let me ramble. Just let me ramble. What else you got to do today? Well, I can't. Here we go. They arrest the owner of the newspaper. A newspaper for subversion of government. Not only that, but they stormed the newsroom. Look at this. Are they controlling Google to make sure I can't find the news of what went down? These should be the first pictures that pop up. That they go in, they arrest the owner of the newspaper. The cops occupy. Wow, it is actually kind of scary that it is hard for me to find these pictures. Look at this. Look at how many cops they have. This is a newspaper. This is insanity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 30, 40 cops here to shut down a newspaper, to make sure that they can't report. This is them occupying the newsroom so journalists in Hong Kong can't report. Doesn't that break your frickin' heart? I'm sorry. Like, again, I know this channel, people come here, they're like, it's fun, it's Star Wars, it's entertainment news. This is serious. When we talk about stuff like Disney sucking up to China, this is what they're sucking up to. Okay, they're sucking up to arresting journalists. This pisses me off. It really does. It both depresses me and it pisses me off. That a bunch of guys, again, and I used to be optimistic. I used to say, well, maybe they don't know how bad it is. How can you at Disney or Capcom or anybody else look at this and think, I need to work to make China happy? Here's what happened. Street Fighter used to have Fei Long, the character. He's based out of Hong Kong. So that's the actual flag of Hong Kong. I believe it is still the flag of Hong Kong. Okay, but China, who now owns Hong Kong, they don't like that. They don't want Hong Kong to have their own flag because they don't want Hong Kong to be its own country. They want Hong Kong to be a division of China Enterprises. So Capcom has gone in, here's the original flag, Hong Kong flag. They've gone into a 30-year-old arcade game and changed it to the Party of China flag, whatever it's called. Why can't I remember? The CCCP. Whatever it is. Communist People's Party of China. This is absurdity. It's not like this is like a new video game and they're like, we're gonna, like, I would almost excuse it there to be like, yeah, okay, I mean, they don't want to piss off China, they're making a new game. This is a game that has been out for 30 years. And they're like, oh, China can't handle that? China can't handle knowing that 30 years ago they used the correct Hong Kong. This is insanity. It makes no sense. They've also gone in, Zangief's stage back in the day. Do they have it used to have this, the rising sun of Japan, right? But apparently that offends China. That offends some other countries because that flag is associated with some stuff that went down during World War II. So they got rid of the rising sun. Again, these are this game came out in 1991. It is now officially 30 years old. And this is like some 1984 going into the history book. Imagine if you did this with any other form of media. If you took an old book, if you took an old movie. Imagine taking a movie and digitally replacing all the Hong Kong flags with Chinese government flags. I would hope that Hollywood wouldn't stand for it. I would hope that prominent, filmmakers and people who care about film would stand up and say, no, you can't change films to make this evil regime of, again, people who arrest journalists for doing their job. I want to think that they wouldn't stand for it. And I don't know why is the video game industry standing for it? Okay, right now, I hate to say it, there's video game journalists, okay, who get mad about here's another thing that's been going on. Maybe we'll talk about this later. Is what was it? Anti-social justice, Kotaku. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Here's what Kotaku. Now, to be fair, Kotaku did report on this, but this should be more. There's no editorializing here. Okay, right here this should be an editorial, and somebody should be saying, this is disgusting what has happened. Okay, this is taking, again, a classic game, like a piece of video game history, and butchering it for the sake of modern politics. But what is Kotaku instead focusing? They're look at how much longer this fucking article is. Hogwarts Legacy lead designer used to run anti-social justice YouTube channel. Oh, God forbid. I don't know. I might make a video about this. They're mad at this guy because he made videos about how to save the Last Jedi. Yeah. Don't do that. That makes you alt-right, according to these fucking people. This is a problem. Like, video game journalists, if you actually care about the history and whatever you want to call it, not tenacity, but legitimacy of the medium, preserving the medium in its original intended form, you should be ripshit about this. This is not a small thing. Okay, this is, again, industry bending over backwards for who the people's government of China. They're criminals and they're monsters. I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. It's true. Again, go look up what's going on in Hong Kong. If you're not aware of this nonsense, bringing in 50 police officers to arrest a new. Oh my God. Anyway. Do I have a point? What point do I have? The point is I am losing my sanity day by day. We live in a time when we need to stand up. And maybe we are standing up. Maybe we are finally making it heard. And I hope to God that these companies start feeling the effects. Disney is the big one. Disney is a huge company. I know. Bringing it back to Disney, maybe I should keep all the heat on Capcom, but I want to talk about Disney because Disney clearly has more of the money. And it's maybe even the biggest problem for their cozying up to China. Because if Disney does it, it looks okay for everyone else to do it. It's not okay. It's not okay to look at a government which is committing horrific abuses, human rights abuses. I'm not even going to get into the concentration camps thing, which is a whole other bag of worms. Okay, but based on what they're doing in Hong Kong alone, you should say, I don't care how much money you have, China. We're not going to play by your rules. Okay? I'll be nice. I'll even say, if you make a movie and China wants to put it in their movie theater, put it in China's movie theater. But when China comes to you and they say, we don't want a black guy in Star Wars, can you make him smaller on the movie poster? Say, no, no. We refuse. When China says, can you take the gay characters out of the background of that shot? No, we can't. And if you don't like it, don't show our fucking movie in your country. Can you erase that Hong Kong flag? Abso-fucking-lutely not. No. Well, if you don't, then we're not going to give you, whatever millions of dollars. Good. We don't want it. You know why? Because that's tainted, fucked up money then. Okay, if we got to play games that fundamentally undermine democracy and human rights to get a couple extra bites at the fucking apple, no, we're not going to do it. That's the America I want. Okay? That's the capitalism I want. I want capitalism to say, you know what? I love making money. I love when my company makes my shareholders happy, but I'm not going to undersell democracy. I'm not gonna just give away the values on which a good and righteous society were founded. Am I wrong? Should I just be jaded? Should I just accept it? Should I say, well, that's capitalism for you? What can you do? The Chinese won. They bought all our debt, and now we're their slaves forever. Should I just say, fuck it, who cares? It's profoundly depressing that that's where we're at. I feel like I'm raging at a brick wall that the Disney Corporation and companies like Capcom who are following in their footsteps do not care. And I wish they would. And I honestly hope that we can hold them to task. Then again, I'm still subscribed to Disney Plus. So who's part of the problem? This motherfucker. And I'm probably going to buy Resident Evil as well. I really got to show up to the party, huh? I really got to put my money. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you're the fucking problem, buddy. You're the one buying the movie ticket. It's tough. It's tough. Because you guys want me to report on that stuff. I can't talk about The Mandalorian if I don't watch it. To be fair, maybe I'll just start pirating everything. I'm going to pirate everything. That's the solution. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching my rant. Sorry I haven't made videos in a while. Like I've said, it's been a weird time. It's been a strange time. How are you feeling? How do you feel about corporations selling their souls to the communist menace? How does that make you feel? Let me know in the comments. I got a big video essay coming. I've been editing it. It's almost done, I promise. We got lots of content coming. It's just been a very weird time for me. Thanks for bearing with me.